quite right. So I think mathopathy is just the way to go.
Thanks very much, Scott.
Oh, there's a nice foram on the lower left side, too. So this big leaf-shaped structure just to the lower side of it, that's another sort of sediment structure created by a single-celled organism.
Xenos.
Seeing them all day today, but they're still very impressive when you consider
full screen coral.
What it was made by. Yeah, we can move on. Thanks.
Lasers off.
Lasers coming off.
I didn't quite see what Roland was talking about there. He saw another coral somewhere nearby.
It's about 1.5 meters to the starboard side. Translucent.
Translucent. The Chrysogorgia, do you think, Roland? Or
sorry, I missed those names. I think you might need to back up a little bit, Dave. It should be
you said left, didn't you?
No.
Oh, I see it.
Starboard
It's
side.
starboard right
up.
now, going almost off frame. I see it. It's going to be a Chrysogorgia, I think.
Left edge of the
left
screen.
now.
I don't see it. Oh, way out there?
Nope.
No.
Oh.
Well, we can probably move on. I think we imaged a bunch of Chrysogorgias already. We'll see if we can, again, get into a little bit richer hunting ground.
It's forward of us.
We're currently at 2,240 meters, approximately.
Okay, we need a quick long distance look here, please, Roland.
And have we done the where we are a bit for a while or not?
We did when we came in.
The last time we did was when the shift changed in the front.
Okay.
So
we are the NOAA ship Okeanos Explorer, and we are now inside the Johnston Atoll Unit of the Pacific Remote Islands Marine National Monument. Before I go on, I thought somebody might have come on the teleconference. Maybe they saw something they wanted to look at. Not quite yet. Okay, so we are in the Pacific Remote Islands Marine National Monument. It is a U.S. marine monument that encompasses a variety of atolls and islands scattered throughout the Central and West Pacific, as well as the South Pacific.
All right, shall we
it
find
includes
our
Johnston
next
Atoll, where we are,
path?
or the areas and waters
like
around
due north
Johnston
for
Atoll,
me.
out
All
200
right.
miles. It also
I'm on
includes
board with you.
Palmyra
Here we go.
and Kingman, a little bit further south, Jarvis Island, Howland and Baker, and Wake Island, which is much further to the west. So it's a really incredible monument.
All right,
And
Nav, I am ready.
Got a
Pilot
lot
is
of seabirds, shallow water reefs, and we're helping them to understand what their deep water resources are
30
as
meters,
well
000.
in this 3-year
Sounds
effort
good to me.
here in the
Okay, coming
Pacific called Capstone. Our particular cruise has been named La Lima Okamoana,
Fish.
which means
Some
partnership in the
fish.
sea. We have a lot of partners, as you've heard us mention. And I'm
Oh.
going to stop. There's a fish.
Bruce, are you with us?
Let's get another move in. That's going to be 30.
Oh, yes, I am. So this is another one of the rat tail, or grenadiers, in the family Mercuridae. Same order as the codfish. This might be the same species that we saw earlier, but it looks a little different. It looks like it has a shorter intestine, rounder intestine than the previous one, and it's darker color. This resembles something that we've been calling the genus Kumba, which seems to be a relatively abundant genus at these depths, small species. You can see this is a fairly active fish, swimming rapidly, fairly good metabolism. They're active little predators, crustaceans, and polychaetes. Some of the larger ones even eat small fish. There are hundreds of species in the family and a number of genera, and very difficult to identify just from videos like this. So a grenadier in the family Mercuridae.
Great, thank you, Bruce.
Yeah, thank you, Bruce. So right now you're looking pretty much the direction we're going to go, which is upslope, kind of along this crest. You saw that nice little swing showing how sharp the crest is, and we are hoping to eventually find a little denser community than we have so far today. Dave, our pilot, has
I've noticed that there's a lot of loose rock, like talus or scree in this area. I wonder if this is a fairly high disturbance habitat that gets cleaned. We've also seen a lot of dead sponge stalks, like there's something that's killed some of the sponges. Admittedly, those are very sparse here as well, but I'm wondering if disturbance somehow has an effect on the lack of life that we're seeing.
it certainly could, Bruce. So we just have no idea what the seamount has been subjected to during its very long history, which is probably on the order of 60 to 70 million years. After it was first constructed, it may very likely have been exposed to major earthquakes and other things. Presumably, it actually formed closer to the equator, to the southeast of its present location, and it's been moving steadily but extremely slowly to the northwest on the Pacific tectonic plate. So we have seen some of these kind of ridges and seamounts that have a lot of talus on there, very close to their summits, which is always very curious.
Oh,
There's
another
a fish going off left, lower left. There he is.
Some fish.
Oh, I'm gonna pull you though.
I wonder if
Something funny. Has he got something in his mouth?
I can't get a good look at this, unfortunately. It's a different type of fish than we've seen before. I thought I saw a kind of a stubby head and rounded snout. I'm wondering if either one of the cusk eels, but it could also be a snailfish, which we see very, very rarely on these dives. I think we've only seen 2 snailfish in the 2.5 years or almost 3 years of these dives. It's too bad we couldn't have gotten a closer look.
It's not over yet.
yeah, thanks, Bruce. I think we're waiting for the ship to catch up a little bit,
Yes.
That is
and we're
correct.
just looking for things to zoom as it does so.
Might need to put a little east in the next move.
Something up ahead.
Yeah,
I
I
think
see
it's
that.
dead, a dead sponge.
Yeah, looks like a dead ruggedrella.
Right. Some of the sediment that we've disturbed, maybe what you're seeing.
Looks like there's some kind of structure up on that ridge ahead of us. Of course, that could just be a bunch of sediment too. Yeah, it's
Okay, co-pilot, the ship is
sediment
about to come to
giving us,
stop.
Another hallucination or an optical
Thank you, Nav.
illusion.
Yeah, we need to
In
move.
my case, it's a
over the
fantasy,
east side a little
of
bit.
corals and sponges. But
I mean, we're
it's not. Go ahead, Scott.
yeah. From me, it's 020.
It looks like the same on my sonar.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
so-
Let's go that away.
Seeing sort of a mixed substrate of a lot of rubble and boulders, and then we have these consolidated patches, which presumably is got basalt underneath it that's crusted over.
Sounds like I have a longer swing time
very
than
RV
expected.
nav bridge
with
complete.
manganese.
Copy bridge.
Do you guys want to just keep moving?
We do want to keep moving. We just need to change our direction a little bit.
I'm looking at 020 now. Looks promising on sonar.
Yeah. 30 meters, 020.
Copy.
This is the bridge.
Let's keep moving. The next move is gonna be range 30 meters, bearing 020, speed 0.2.
That's range 30, bearing 020, speed 0.2.
Good copy.
Going up.
Maybe the substrate is just too crumbly or something too. I don't know.
Could we get a quick zoom on that little round bit on the right side? Maybe that's something that's
Yes.
not a sponge stock.
You're talking about the.
There's a little white circle
Yep.
right in dead center.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, and there's a shrimp, believe it or not.
RV nav bridge, move initiated.
Okay to zoom.
Copy.
I think you spotted something there.
Is it a?
What is it?
Huh.
Can't
saw
tell if it's alive or dead.
Whoops. Wait a
It's
second
like
here.
That's a test of a form or something.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Mhm. So what were you saying, Matt? You saw something? I see.
Yeah, we're good. We can move on. Thanks.
Okay, wide, please.
Looked like a little bit like a scarab beetle.
Seems like the current has slacked off a little bit. I'm just going to float for a moment. See which way I go. Yes, much less current than an hour ago.
Looks like there's a high rock there on the upper left.
Yeah, see it.
Wow, this terrain has got both of the Chris's speechless, and that's hard to do. We're just straining our eyes trying to see something up ahead that might be interesting to look at. And maybe we can just pass through this area as quickly as we can, and there might be something up on the summit, although the summit's not that far away. But it's about as barren as it gets. usually there's always something, you know. I mean, there has been something here.
Sure. Well, it is curious how we keep on seeing those same sponge stalks with brittle stars on them.
And there's
nothing
no,
else.
Yeah, and no real live ones either.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe one stock sponge that could have been alive. I think.
Got an enemy there coming to the bottom center of the screen.
And another dead sponge stock with brittle stars on it.
Not sure. Maybe a holothorium behind an old sponge stock.
Right at the bottom there.
Yeah. Or it could be an optical illusion.
It looks like fuzz to me. But no.
Well, so sea cucumber there. Nice, another transparent, probably Hansenothuria. Looks like it's depositing some sediment into a sediment pool there. That's the complicated version for saying sea cucumber poop. Oh, okay, there's something up ahead. Looks like a big stalk.
It wouldn't be it's
a sponge
a
stock.
dead sponge stock, would it?
Oh dear.
Yeah, well, sorry folks, we were hoping to treat you to another really amazing dive like yesterday, but
There's
apparently
definitely angular blocks there.
Apparently we couldn't come up with 2 in a row.
Alright, co-pilot, we are coming to a stop shortly.
Let me get lined up here. Yep. Take a sighting here.
That is weird, isn't it? I mean, not that they're all headless and that they're all brittle star, covered by brittle stars.
After it comes to a stop, Nav, give it 2 minutes to let it get a little bit out, and then
you know, RV nav bridge, move complete.
I've got a name
Copy
for the
bridge.
seamount.
Oh,
yeah, 345 from me.
Sleepy
like
Hollow seamount.
Oh, yeah. That's
Come on, this is
scarecrow. Yeah, sure. White. I mean, there's lots of Ichabod crane sponges, as it were.
Yeah. Plus the fact it's a little sleepy today
Yeah.
too, isn't it?
Is that a what's that white thing on the rock to the right there? There's a dark.
Snaps in.
Yeah.
That is.
Oh, it's a sediment
dead
thing.
stock.
No,
Is
I
it
think
sediment? No,
yeah, it's a little
sediment.
pocket with
Sand
sediment.
in a hole. Sand.
Oh boy.
Why, please?
You know
Looks like there's something
how
on
we
that
interpret the
third
sediment
stock.
patches? Does that say
On
something
the
about our
left.
psychology?
Okay.
Oh,
In our,
Yeah, see it.
yeah. I think that. I think that's a sponge-based map. Yeah.
Oh, wait.
There's something
what
white
is
down
that?
there.
Yes, but
Yeah.
zoom, please. Look what I
Dum
found.
dum dum. Dave wins the Starfish Award.
Okay, landing, rolling. Hang on here. We're miles away yet.
Miles away.
Also, I think I saw a branched coral.
So last night I was looking
right
up at the
possibly
sky
a cup
and
coral
I saw a bunch
just
of
above
falling
the camera
stars.
on the black rock.
And today, on our day of need, what comes in to rescue us but this orange sea star?
Oh dear, here we go.
I know, you're never going to hear the end of it.
Zoom.
Was it sponges? No. It was dead sponges with brittle stars on it.
I can tell you, I think I know why we have headless sponges, and that's probably one of the culprits down there.
Oh,
Probably not him, but his
you're
buddies.
just... And looks like a goniasterid. Looks like Calliaster or something. Yeah. So this is, you're right. It's these are often observed feeding on sponges or mostly cnidarians though. This one is more, to me anyway, more of a predator on corals. But it's possible they feed on any number of things. This might be something left over from whatever used to be here before. There were lots of some of those tall sponge stalks, but or maybe it's transiting like we are. Maybe it's simply moving through this area to get to the next big sort of feeding event.
Come wide.
They're very slow moving, but you know, when you're sort of slow and steady, maybe you don't always need to.
Camera right. I
be
thought I
bringing
saw
in
small branch.
a really big food item all the time. So
coral.
That was my starfish diatribe of the week. That sounds great. Let's move on, and maybe this is an indicator that we're seeing corals just ahead.
Are we ready for another
There's
move?
a bifurcating thing over on the horizon there. Maybe that's something.
And then we'll get one.
Bifurcating thing.
Yeah, there's like a V-shaped branch right there on the
Last I
top
heard
of that
from
rock.
pilot, he thought it was 0. No, never mind.
Yeah, bottom
Yeah,
right side of the
got it.
screen.
That was about 3, 4, 5, but we'll jump up and look again. Here, I
Copy.
gotta finish this. Okay to zoom.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a primnoid, or maybe even.
Well, here we go. There's a
bridge,
let's
deck A.
wait.
That's where that sea star is headed.
It's the bridge, go ahead.
Oh, and there's a stock
no,
too.
I don't
Bridge,
think it's a
we
primnoid,
are
I
all
think
set
it's
up
a
for hot
bamboo
work,
coral.
and
Oh,
with your
even better.
permission, we will proceed.
Those love
you may
bamboo
proceed.
corals.
Thank you, Bridge.
Thank you.
Yeah, and there's a black coral off in the background as well.
Or the foreground, you mean?
Oh,
Well,
back.
it's right here to the left.
Yeah, that's the back. Behind the
We'll
rocks.
center up.
Coming right. Or do I need
That's
to come
behind
left?
it.
I was
Yeah, behind
distracted.
the rock.
Yeah, center up on main coral.
Oh, I see what
Oh.
you're saying. It's sticking up above the rock.
sorry,
I get it.
Oh,
I
yeah,
thought it was
yeah.
attached on the
Oh,
rock.
no,
Okay.
no, yeah.
Further.
Got it.
It's a crinoid. Yeah.
Wow, so this black coral. Scott, you still on? Can you give a hand with this black Antipitherian coral by any chance?
Go.
Yeah,
Can see a little
Scott
worm
France
on it.
offers the name Alternapathes.
Let's go for a
on
2-shot.
on the forum.
yeah, thank you, Scott. Alternatopathes.
Video's clear.
Okay, wide, please.
Alternatopathes or alternapathes?
Up here.
Alternapathes.
Alternapathes, okay.
Yes.
Been pronouncing that wrong for a while.
So that tall stalk in the back looks like a sponge stalk, but it has something else on it. Maybe it's just a dead. Could be. Huh. It is still kind of kicking around, isn't it? Oh, that's kind of an odd-looking sponge, isn't it?
Yeah, what is going on here?
Okay, Chris, go.
Clear to zoom.
Go to the top.
I think it's the remnants of the head
Yes.
poking sideways because it did a 90-degree angle for some bizarre reason.
Huh.
Could that be what's left of a bolosoma?
I think you're right, pilot. I
Does
think
something big eat these things?
or something with 5 arms.
But
I don't know. I think it's still... Those starfish are more
Little tilt
coral
top.
polyp type things. I think this whole dead
Good.
sponge thing is more some kind of environmental. I mean, the water currents or something.
I would
But I mean, it looks like it's been bitten by something with a jaws of a, you know.
Huh. I don't know. Where do you see?
I don't see teeth markings. I'm just
okay.
speculating because so much of it is, you know.
Well, so much of it is missing, and there might have been enough live
Look at the
tissue
lower left
after
lobe.
the head got lobbed off to kind of start to regrow a bit. And that's why you're seeing what you see, but that's pretty weird. So I think this is actually could be what we call
Bridge, decade.
Bolosomini new genus. It's got a nice little crinoid there at the bottom of it.
This is the bridge.
We were
Go
looking
ahead.
at that a moment
We
ago.
are finished with our hot work
And
on the O2
I'm
deck.
just saying
Okay,
that
great. Thank you very much.
just
Thank
based
you,
on the
Bridge.
color, the Bolosomini tends to have the yellowish color, but Bolosomidas
go over
too
to
in
the
some
stalk.
cases. And these little protuberances on it too, the texture of it looks like it could be that undescribed genus. These are stalked hexactinellid or glass sponges. This particular one is in the family Euplectellidae.
Yeah, we'll go full screen. Yeah, video's clear.
Okay.
So what makes this interesting? What makes this area so interesting? Is it the height, the sort of raised little platform?
Yeah, you expect to get good current flow over these
Yeah.
topographic highs, and this is, well, these seamounts are pretty strange in the first place, and there are a series of bumps all over the place. When Mashkor Malik and his group mapped them last night, there is a live
Is that white
Bolosoma
at
over
the bottom
there.
of the screen?
Okay, so things are picking up.
Keep going.
Kind of slowly, but I do see some things off
It's
up ahead.
yeah. There's less rubble up there too, so maybe
Yeah.
it's a better neighborhood.
It's on the other side of the railroad tracks.
Following
I
around,
guess.
pilot.
Or the Holothurian tracks, I guess.
Oh! Another dead sponge stock with brittle stars on it.
So,
What's that weird thing on the side there? Is that another sponge?
Down low,
dead?
Yeah, just under.
Oh,
snap.
I think it is.
Yeah, it has that strange kind of shape as the taller one.
Can you zoom in on that pilot right on the
I
face by the brittle star?
can.
And I think you're going to find something interesting.
Come in. I'm just floating here.
Not that interesting. I thought it might have commensal and enemies in it, but okay, the brittle star is interesting.
It is.
You know, I thought it was going to be this weird relationship.
Oh no,
between some.
I figured that's what you were setting up for, and I was like, I don't see him. Oh well.
How do you feel about 330, pilot? Maybe a 20 meter.
Yeah, I kind of lost the picture. If that feels good to you, I'm happy.
Let's go ahead and do a 20 meter at 330 nav.
Copy.
Oh, it's like a. Oh wait, it's a sand patch. Is it a sea anemone or a sand patch in the back
That's
there?
going to be range 20 meters, bearing 330.
Oh, it's a sea anemone. Good
It
eyes,
is a sea
Chris.
anemone.
Way to go.
Branch coral, center
Oh, you
screen.
got the
That is
whole
range
song.
20, bearing 330.
Large
Speed
black
0.
coral in
It's
the background.
similar to that one we saw the other day, that sort of yellowish one with the orange mouth and tentacles.
We're getting help on these big sea anemones, at least opinions regarding who they could be from a couple people, Michelle
Something
Rodriguez
just to the
and
left of it.
Nadia
Very large
Samarian.
arms.
Yeah, you can zoom
And
in.
right now we're just calling, we think these are in the family Actinostolidae, and that's it. That's all we
RV
can do.
nav bridge.
As I mentioned
move
before, anemones are really difficult.
Copy.
It's got a crinoid right next to it, but anemones are very difficult to identify from video because you got to see their innards. And unlike your beasts, they aren't transparent, or some of
No.
these big ones aren't.
far off. Let's come wide. There's some other stuff closer. Over here, let's zoom that coral that you had called out to me.
Some of those sponges are getting kind of weird looking.
Yeah, so Scott, I know you're in the middle in the kitchen with pots and pans in your hand, or you're out by the barbecue, but this looks like a bamboo coral. So if you
Just
can
come wide, I'll
rush
get a
to
toe
your
down.
home ECC and take a look at this, you'll see a bamboo coral. And it's not a double stalk sponge right in the background. I mean, we're going to look at the coral first, but is it? It's just...
Yes,
Not sure.
it is.
What's floating in the water there?
Is that a
I wonder...
comb jelly
Some
above
floater.
us?
Yeah,
Oh no, it's a
larvation house.
larvacean house, I think. So there are animals that are little tadpole-shaped things, and they actually will create sort of these mucus houses that they use to feed. That's what one of those was.
Okay, zoom coral.
Okay, Scott, here we go. We're looking at bamboo coral now, so stand by.
Come on in some more. Yeah. Get twisted around here.
Yes, indeed. Like a pretty small colony. And as we zoom in, I'm going to make, I guess you're already there, but I was going to guess this maybe is looking like an isidella. But if that's the case, it would branch at the nodes, and as we're getting closer, that does not appear to be the case.
Yeah, I don't think so, Scott. I think it's internodal, as you're just describing.
It looks like it has a little barnacle living on it as well.
Yeah. Looks like one branch, a couple of branches there gave up the ghost, no tissue on them. They didn't extend any further. The polyps are nicely spaced. You see they're not terribly dense. I do believe that I can see some prominent needle-like sclerites in them, although they're not protruding very far. The polyp size is large relative to the size of the axis, and that may just be a factor of age. So that's not necessarily going to tell us anything about the taxonomy, but there is one clade, the S clade, which has a very small skeleton, even at a very large size. But I think I'm going to leave this as a bit of a question mark. I can't say right now what clade this
Let's go full screen.
Okay.
without going back and comparing it to some other imagery. So thanks for the close-up.
Yeah, thank you, Scott. And we were chuckling a little bit in the background there initially because we saw your chat room message that we pulled you away from your dinner and it was burning
RNAV
while
bridge,
you were on the
move
phone.
complete.
Sorry about that.
Copy
Oh,
bridge,
awesome.
thank you.
Actually, I'm not sorry about that.
No.
I'm glad you called in.
Chris, when you guys look at that in post, it looked like there were several.
What time did you
tube
call
worms or
in that
something
move?
growing
Yeah.
off.
Yeah.
Sides,
23,
including the upper
19.
section.
Right, I saw some tubular
I haven't started moving yet.
hydrozoans on there, and there might have been some tube worms too. Thank you. So we've got two Calophacus sponges here, and this is kind of nice, and this is also making me change my ID that I was talking with Pilot about, that really warped one with the 90-degree turn.
Sure.
Calophacus has a 90-degree turn.
Ah,
in their
yeah.
sock, and
And
what
it
we're
looks like
seeing-
it's...
It
yeah,
was
that
yellowish, though.
Yeah,
that's
that's
what
a-
threw us.
There's a slight yellow morph, this one actually, this particular species, and I'll bet that's what we saw, this beautiful double colony, I mean two separate colony shot. It's really
Let's get to full
magnificent.
screen.
Okay.
We are calling this, I think, Calophacus new subspecies something or other. I've got to look it up. Beautiful glass sponge.
Video's clear.
And it's a
Come out
stock
just
glass
about
sponge.
halfway.
And this is not in the Euplectellid family. It's
Partial.
in the family Rosellidae.
I was about to say, I didn't realize they had changed that.
Yeah. Okay, we don't call it new subgenus or anything. We don't even know what subgenus it's in, so we just call it Caulophacus species. Caulophacus sponges are in need of revision.
Thanks, Rory.
Because we have a lot of subgenera.
Okay.
Normally you have a species, a genus, and a species like Caulophacus ma'i or something like this. But with the Caulophacus, you have a Caulophacus subgenus, maybe Calodiscus or some other weird thing, and then you go to species. But
looks like we're coming up on another black coral.
Yeah, Bathopathes.
Did your little hill just get a little taller?
Well, I've been bouncing up and down. I pop up, get a look ahead, and then come back down. Trying to stay lined up with the axis of the ridge here. Andy, you want to fly for a while?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, let me get back up here. Let's get a look around, and we'll switch.
Another anemone.
Ooh, what's this? This is a little...
Snap zoom?
Oh, it's a sea anemone. Okay.
I'm definitely on the move now.
Okay, wide, please, Ron.
Thank you.
So I'm looking, yeah, almost 340 looks to be.
Looks pretty clear out there.
Looks
too.
like the upness here. Oops. Headset cord's a little tangled.
All right, I've got to go into the Ocean Network Canada Sea Scribe and correct that one entry I made earlier. This is software they were using trying to get as many animals.
Okay, Copilot should be in the middle of a 20-meter move with bearing 330.
Okay,
to
sounds
help
good.
scientists go on and
340 was
find
my
things that they saw of
estimation when I popped
later
up there.
on and get another look at it and
See
maybe
where
get some
we end
data
up here.
associated with the animal.
The ship's been stopped for
Malik,
about
who's kind of heading up
5 minutes.
the
Oh,
Okeanos
okay.
effort to
So,
do this.
Let's go.
It's valuable. It consumes.
So you should still have about maybe 10 meters to go, and then whether we want to keep moving.
I think it's very valuable, and hopefully those
I
of you
think
who use
another
it will agree.
330 at 30 would do it. I think you can go ahead and call it in.
This new database.
Have we already seen this?
Yeah, I think we have. We can move up. In fact, I think there's a ledge or something up there that might have some interesting stuff on it.
All right.
To the left.
Here?
Yeah, to the
Okay.
left. Thank you.
Sure.
Three
I'll go
threes.
slowly because I'm waiting on a little bit of tether.
Of course, no worries.
30
thank
meters, 330
You can
coming
look at
up.
the if you want.
Thank you.
you. Sure. Always happy to
Go
look
ahead,
at
Vidya.
it from.
This is the bridge. Go ahead.
Let's get another move in. That's going to
Vidya,
be
you want to zoom in?
30 meters, bearing 330.
Looks like our old friend Nematocarcinus, a regularly
Range 30
encountered
meters,
shrimp
bearing
that we see at these
330
depths.
degrees,
Long-legged.
speed 0.2.
That's a good copy.
Coming up.
Max zoom.
The zoom also shows you a lot of detail as to the kinds of things that live on the substrate that we've been sort of swimming over. There's a lot of flocculent material, sort of organic particles that settle out onto the rock, as well as some of these little frond-like organisms, which we believe to be single-celled animals, or single-celled organisms, creating
ROV
little
move
sort of
initiated.
tree-shaped structures. So we're coming up on this very interesting ridge.
Very interesting.
Well, it's geologically heterogeneous. It's got kind of some texture. It's got a botryoidal surface texture. Oh, and there's
that's
this.
true.
And there's this coral. Is it a coral whip in the middle, or is that another
it's coral.
sponge?
No, it's a coral whip, probably a bamboo. Scott put down that pen, rushed back to the phone. We have a different type of bamboo. We're zooming in on it now.
Coming down.
I think he just finished scraping off the burn part of his dinner, and now it's gonna happen again.
Come on in, video.
Yeah. Huh.
Oh, it's one of those things.
It's bamboo. Wow, this has got some serious talons on it.
Make it stable here.
The problem now is I don't trust a cat in there with my dinner while I'm in here. Look at this one. Yeah, this, I'm going to do a search as we go back in here, because this looks like something we may have collected in 2015, and if that's the case, it means that my lab will have done the genetics on it, and so we can get you a pretty good ID. So there is something in the I-1 clay that has these pretty dramatic needles and has that general branching structure, but, oh wow, and has that general, yeah, it has these needles, wow. Those are very long needles. I also see there's some bumps right along the skeleton. It's in the soft tissue, and I believe that those are what are called the Mattis batteries. Basically areas in the tissue where there's a very high density of the stinging cells.
Track the stalk.
Sure.
And those would be typically defensive, so I don't know if they are effective against B-stars or against A-placophorans, but that is a possibility. And we have a hunch that that may be something that can develop in response
hold that for just a little bit.
as opposed to always being there. So that might be an indication that sometime in the recent past
Then you continue
there was
on.
something harassing the coral.
There's some kind of gelatinous thing on top of this coral.
Trichia hydromedusa or something, right?
This is a little hydrozoan jellyfish?
Yeah, so Scott, there's a little jellyfish on the tip of the broken branch to the left, but it's not one of those feeding hydrozoans. It's something else.
Yeah, I see what you're referring to. We're not quite close enough for me to make it out.
Just hold her a little bit. We'll go full screen in a second.
Okay.
So are you cool with us putting I-1 clay down as a potential ID for this bamboo coral?
Yeah, I mean, it's potential, but once again, you know, if it's in that I-1 clay, then it should be branching at the nodes. And this is not branching at the nodes, so we might be better off putting it in the J clade.
We should get it on the way
collect
out,
something in 2015 at 2,064 meters, which had these really tremendously long needle-like sclerites like we're seeing here.
There we go.
I think that's probably our safest bet at this point, J clade.
Okay, video's
Thank you, Scott.
Great.
Great, thank you.
It's a beauty, though.
We got a little bit more tether now, actually. Shall we continue up?
Yes, please.
Is this something?
I think it's a dead stalk. We can snap it though.
This little one, you mean?
I think the one.
What's that yellow on the rock? It's a dead sponge stalk?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure all those are
We can do either one if you want to snap zoom. I saw something small here, video, I didn't know.
Whatever you're interested in.
Want to do a quick zoom just to see?
Sure.
It's probably the same thing. It is.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Some pink there on the left.
I'm getting a little more hopeful. Oh, look at that. Okay.
Oh, a rock pen.
A rock pen, yeah. That's a small one.
Even a little pearl star.
So rock pens are sea pens that like to perch on rocks. That's why we call them rock pens. And most sea pens, well, they live in the sea, they should. If you're going to differentiate them, you ought to call one a sand pen and one a rock pen, because most sea pens live in the sediment. But then there's this odd bunch here that just said, "The heck with that. We want to be on rocks." And so that's why they call them rock pens. Dr. Gary Williams at the Cal Academy of Sciences is working on this group.
Video is clear. Laser across.
Copy.
Could be in the genus Anthoptylum. Could be another genus too.
Happy with that video?
What's that?
Are you happy with that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright, co-pilot,
We're
the
good.
ship should be
Science,
coming
thank
to a
you.
stop soon.
I think we can get another one in there.
Let me see the
330-ish, I think.
RV nav bridge move complete.
350. Let's see. What
Copy,
we got.
bridge.
330.
Actually, let me come left a little bit. Yeah. Some just getting towards the edge there. So, but I think 330 is at 30
this
is
the
good.
slowest increase in density I've ever seen in my life. This is like going from the suburbs to the other suburbs.
Yes.
Copy.
We
Have
kind
you
of
started to
bypass the
feel
main city,
that last move?
Yes.
Are you currently moving?
or we're out in
Yes,
the country
I am
somewhere.
moving.
They're in the
Okay,
main city,
I'll call
which
the
is
next one in then.
possible, but
Oh.
That's gonna be 30 meters,
I mean,
bearing
there's-
330.
real estate's cheap
Correct.
here. Like if you were to settle out here, you're not going to have to compete with your neighbors. You can
Yes.
The bridge.
stretch out and breathe that good deep water.
You want to do a quick zoom on this video? Have we seen
No,
this?
let's move on ahead. We've seen a couple of those
Oh, okay.
already today. Thank you.
That's range
See, that kind
30.
of owns.
And the ones behind it too here.
Speed 0.2.
Oh yeah, they're the same. I think.
There's also something right here, right between the lasers coming up.
I think it's a black coral.
Oh,
Snap it. See?
It might
Sure,
be
go ahead.
worth a
Yeah.
look.
let's snap. I don't know if you're interested in this.
Another rock
No, it's a star or a black coral.
black coral, yeah. But it's not the same as the one that we've been seeing. Heteropathies, maybe?
RV nav bridge move initiated.
I don't think it's
I don't know if they want a real stable shot on this one. I will hold here.
some type of a
Let's get the top section.
hydrozoan right at the tip.
Top
He's
section, okay.
facing the other side.
Get something else growing on it.
Right up here?
Kind of see him there. See him?
Ah, I see.
Soon.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so this is a
go full
black
screen.
coral,
Go ahead.
what they believe is heteropathes, and it has an interesting hydroid, I think, that is growing on one side of it. Yeah, if video is good, we can move on.
Video's clear.
Great. Whenever you're ready, then. Thank you. Laser sweeping across it.
Yep.
And here we go. What is that up there?
What's that white bun-shaped thing? Doesn't
I'll
look
find out for you.
base-like.
There's a Chrysogorgia there to the upper right of
It's
it.
a very small squat lobster between the cracks
See
as
a
well.
single polyp sclerotinian, or
Let's go
kinda
ahead and
big for one.
zoom in here for a second just to see.
And it is a
Well, it's a dead sponge.
Dead sponge.
okay.
Okay, come on out video.
Thank
Upper
you.
left
Where-
squat
Where did you
lobster.
say
There's
squat
a-
lobster was? Upper
You
left.
zoom.
Fingers just came into.
Oh, I see.
Oh, squat lobster in the crack.
And what did you want to see after this? Watch these.
There's a Chrysogorgia coral to the right. I don't know if that's similar to ones
Sorry. Top
seen
green.
before. There's a white thing. Excuse me. See this white
Oh,
thing?
I
at
see
the
it right
upper-
above it.
Yeah.
Do you want to? Are you done here with video?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we
Okay.
don't need to see
Go
the...
on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to that.
Great, great. Oh, here you go. We got two.
Right.
I assume
So
you want
that's,
this guy on the rock, right?
That is a retracted
Yep.
sea anemone.
I'm all over the place right now. Here you go. Come
So the tentacles have retracted into the center of it, and then when it comes out, they'll all come out as everybody most usually recognizes sea anemones. But you're seeing mostly the base. Most of the animal has gone inside.
Video's clear when science says.
Science, are you
Oh,
clear?
good.
Yeah, we're good.
Thank you.
Why not? Doing a little hop forward here. Did you want to see this?
Snap zoom on it.
Okay, go ahead, video.
I don't know if that's the same one that you saw earlier, Chris, or there's some squat lobsters on it. I think Annie was expressing some interest in getting a little more video of these things.
Yeah, it's the same Chrysogorgia try something, I guess.
Let's see. Looks like Tina just starting to wake up again. Schistopathes or hedopathes on that black coral. Okay.
We can move on. Thank you.
You sing the message from Tina about that last one? There's a sea cucumber.
Yeah, we've seen this cucumber a couple of times, so we can continue on. Oh, looks like some sponges off to the right. Oh, good. Living sponges. Living sponges.
Now, this is a bolosoma, whereas the other ones were calophacus. So, and how do I know? Because it's how the stalk inserts onto the head of the sponge.
Fish bottom left.
So, and
bottom
this
left. Tilt
this
down.
one is inserting right underneath it, right on the bottom of it.
Oh, fish. Oh,
it's gone.
Yeah, there was one. Oh. It might have been. It looked briefly like a grenadier.
Back to the sponge.
You know, it's interesting. This one and the one behind it have a head, quote unquote, but there are two of them that do not.
Go ahead, video.
So it doesn't. I don't know if it's the same event. Interesting.
So this is what's called Bolosoma new genus. It's an undescribed, and I was sort of talking about how the stalk inserts onto the head of the sponge, which is very helpful in knowing what family it's in. This happens to be in the family, right there. It happens to be in the family Euplectellidae. It inserts right into the bottom convex part of the head of the sponge.
ROV nav,
so
bridge,
that's
move complete.
characteristic of the Euplectellid stalk sponges.
Copy, bridge.
Bolosoma, or the
Holding
Bolosoma, as opposed to that
Co-pilot,
other
ship
sponge
just stop moving.
Which you saw has a 90-degree
Okay,
angle.
we'll let him catch up a little bit, and we'll get another one going.
Copy.
Go to tilt down with it, video.
Bamboo, or excuse me, coral folks, where you have to know what to look for in your animals. They look for how many turns on a chrysogorgia and needles in the polyps. And sponge people look at how things insert onto other things, how it attaches to the substrate. The details that you need to pay attention to. And that's sort of the same sponge, a slightly different shape. You can get sort of morphological plasticity a bit in these sponges.
Something tall upper left.
I see it.
A few things on that boulder up ahead. Maybe dead stuff, but
Looks like we have another bamboo coral here, albeit a dead one.
There's something on it.
Oh, there's some
These guys might
something
jump.
pink
We'll
and branching off to the right.
Let's go ahead and go to the top.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, wow, it's a corallium. Good eye. We can visit that afterward. That would be great.
Okay, I think we're clear.
Okay.
You see that pilot to the right of the boulder? As you
Over.
zoom out
Pink
and
on
there,
screen, yeah.
to the right
Yep.
of the boulder. Again, I don't know if it's possible, but
You got tether.
We can get there.
yeah, thank you. It's the first one of these we've seen all day.
I'll get a real stable shot then. Let's see here.
There, see, there's the caulophacus sponge in the back. Show the difference in the way it attaches.
Oh,
See
yeah,
the 90
yeah.
degree angle. That's
Yeah.
what I was talking about.
This would be the back side of it.
This,
Bubble
this
gum.
is a paragorgid or a corallium. We'll know in a second. It's got some animalcule on the right side of the branches. Could be a shrimp or something, a spot lobster.
Okay, come on in video.
Go bottom right.
Bottom right.
You mean the
Oh.
crinoid? They look so much alike.
No, there. You're right. It was.
No, that's fine. I understand. It was like a blob or something. Yeah.
No, I thought I saw red and waving arms. Okay, so what do we got here? The polyps are all closed. It is a corallium. And I think I know which one this is. This is hemicorallium for sure. This is a deepwater member of the precious coral family, Coralliidae. And they harvest in some places of the world this type of coral to make jewelry because the stem you see is very hard. Thankfully that doesn't occur here because this colony itself could be 100 years old, and so it's
Go on full screen.
I'm not sure it's a great idea to make jewelry out of something that's lived for so long. But this could be a type of hemicorallium called hemicorallium abyssal.
That little stick on the upper left might
Do
be
you want
of
to look at
interest.
the crinoid or?
Now we can move on. I think it's the same one we've been seeing.
Science, you see that little stick upper left of this? Is that a
Yeah.
Sure. I wonder if
You
that's
see
a
it a little
sponge.
Looks like a little Q-tip. Yeah.
Did we want to go behind this? Or
No, there was a little sort of like a thin stick right where we were.
okay.
I think it's the Q-tip thing.
Right there.
That's
Okay.
it.
Yeah.
And why would we be interested in a little white stick? Because it could be a really cool type of sponge, but I'm not sure it is.
I think it is. We're just seeing it on the
An
side.
amphipod?
I'm not sure. I think we're seeing it on the side. That might, what Chris is thinking is this might be a carnivorous sponge, a cladorhizid, but those usually kind of look, the ones that we've seen before have kind of a central round disc with spines coming off of it, and it looks like it might actually be, but we're seeing it from the side angle.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
So yeah, these can apparently adhere, or well, they can capture prey by using those spines, which adhere to the spines, and then they're eventually digested later on. Some of them actually will create sort of a fake cellular stomach, and then they'll send cells down there to digest them because they don't have a full
Yeah, if you
digestive
could
tissue
call
type
in
system.
320 at 30.
Carnivorous sponges are
Swimming
weird things.
shrimp, top right. May not be of interest, but
Any interest in the shrimp? Watch these.
The shrimp.
Swimming.
top of screen.
Sure. Let's go ahead and
Okay, that's
Go ahead,
30
Dave.
meters, 320 coming up.
Thank you.
I'll let him just drift in here.
he's motoring by. This is a swimming shrimp.
He's not going to drift in anymore.
Who's now attacking.
The bridge.
Going away from us.
We're ready for the
It's
next
retreating.
move. That's going to
Is
be
he retreating?
range
Oh, okay.
30 meters, bearing 320, speed 0.2.
That's
I'm not
range
sure what type of
30,
shrimp, possibly
bearing
Plesiopenaeus or
320.
something like
Did
that.
you know that those
Speed
kinds of
0.2.
shrimp were
Good copy.
jealous of other shrimp,
Going up.
Chris?
Uh-oh.